Hello. How are you? Is it a good night, bad night, all the above? Tonight we're honoring Toby's memory. All right. I think we're good to jump in. Let's jump in as I finish setting up. Hey everyone. So I got Buddy under me. Ivy's causing mischief upstairs with something. She's been super firecrackery hyper today. So I guess she's been, I don't know, up to something. And Buddy's been, super cute and cuddly, as he is. I'm just rotating my sponges. So, and then I'll explain what's on the table in a moment, because you're probably wondering, like, what the heck is this mess of bubble wrap? Yes, it is bubble wrap, actually. And tonight's theme is in honor of Toby, as I have a burp. So, Toby was my first doggy. He was a Cocker Spaniel Poodle, so a cockapoo. We had him for over 15 years. And he was such a special part of our family for a long time. That's a long, long time. So today's the date 2 years ago that he passed. Those who are familiar with me, you know I talk about Toby. Toby was a dog. Now he was, when you think alpha male, he is always ultimate alpha male, that guy. Like super out there. I miss that guy, I really do. So tonight I want to craft in his memory because today is the date. So this is the stamparatus. We're going to need this for tonight's tools. Hey Evelyn, we're talking about Toby. And yeah, feel free everybody to mention any pet memories and stuffs. I'm sure we have a lot of them, most of us. But yeah, I definitely miss my Toby. So I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock. I want to cut it to 5 1/4 by 4. But yeah, I miss my Toby. So Toby, in the beginning, he and I didn't really get along, and then I don't know, at some point, he and I super bonded, and he became my protector. He was always watching out for me all the time, right to the end, literally right to the end. Even though he's on his last everything, and he's still looking out for me. We were talking about that a little bit tonight. It's like, yeah, it's sad. It's going through the memories of Toby and what happened, and just, he died of old age. Let me specify that. He just got really, really old and didn't have it in him anymore to keep going, poor guy. So, yeah, I miss him a lot. He was such a part of our lives for a long time. Actually, I need 2 of these anyway. So, yeah, anyway, it's just sad tonight to go through the memories. So I've got some blue cardstock I'm going to cut in half for my card base as I try to figure out this card. Anyway, so I'm just going to make a honor of Toby tonight. I'm going to make 2 cards. That way, if someone wants one of these, I'll certainly hand it out based on you have to comment on the video. So blue was a Toby color. We always associated blue with our Toby. And we gotta get stamping. So, we're gonna use the stamparatus. Oh, that's good. Evelyn, that even though you crashed out, but you gave everybody extra, so that's nice. Alright, so I need to get my stuff figured out here for all this, and I need this bubble wrap. I gotta make sure Buddy doesn't eat it, because he will eat it. And yeah, so with Toby being, not here and all, it is sad. We love him so much. But like we knew before we would do this all over again with 2 pups. We've always said that someday we'll do this with 2 dogs, and here we are. So tonight I took the pups on what I would call is Toby's walk, and it was good. We had a good time. Oh shoot, my magnets are really falling apart here. Yeah, these are really, really going. And of course, Ivy was super acting out tonight. Typical Ivy. But that's okay. They are little doodles. I'm going to try to fix this one magnet because it's all jumbled up. I'm working on it. Because it's broke. It must have broke somewhere in transit in the past little while. I'm trying to get it somewhat back together. Probably not, though. Now it doesn't want to let me. Well, this project's going to a swimmingly great start. Alright, my magnets are all screwed up. I have to get new magnets. So this is what it is. I'll just use the 2 in play. Well, now I got like 4 now. So this is what it is. Alright, let me get this. This is the bottom of the stamp apparatus. Let me get it opened up. So, yeah, as I was fit with my magnets. So, yeah, as I was talking about, tonight we did the Tobi walk. And Ivy was super hyper acting up. But, oh well. Is what it is. But he was really good, for the most part. He's a good boy. He is a good boy these days. And, so these plates can come off in their big stamping, blocks. They're super useful. So, got this. I'm gonna get one of these on. So we're doing doggone friendly because I got it for Tobi. Because tonight's theme is making a card for Mr. Tobi. So then I'm just gonna open this up, lay this on, and then I'm also looking for Tobi in here too. Because there's a reason for my madness for tonight. So there we go, as good as I'm gonna get. And then I'm just gonna use black ink when I'm ready to go. So let me make a little more room here. I don't really need the magnets, but it just helps if I pull them off because it's gonna be a bit of a pain in the butt to work with this tonight. And I just want to make sure this is lined up. That's why I got a couple pieces of paper cut in case I need to redo a couple times. So then, let me do this properly on camera. We're going to ink up this whole block, and then we'll stamp over. So there we go. But yeah, so I'm doing okay about Tobi. It's been a couple years, and I still miss and love him. And allowing myself that grief, because it's been a few years. Had a talk with the pups a little bit when we're out. And then, well, of course, while we're out, there's a train, which makes me happy. Because I did Tobi's walk. Tobi's walk is a different walk than these two. Tobi's walk was a walk I started with Tobi when I really got walking with him. And because he was such a difficult dog to walk with, I would take him through an industrial building. And it was always peaceful. There's no people there. Very little wildlife. Like, it was just a great training for him and I to kind of get used to walking more. And it's our walk. So, and it was my favorite walk. So I'm just really super inking this up. Alright, so there we go. So at least I can see comments on my phone this time, hopefully. Alright, so then I'm just gonna bring this over and boom. So just take my time. Try not to wiggle it, like as in like wiggled it, because I didn't put the magnets down because I'm trying to stamp the entire piece. And this is just crappy grid paper I have underneath it, in case you're wondering what I'm using. And there's a bit of a sponge. So hopefully that did the trick. And it did. Look at that. There we go. There's our card. There's our portion of our card. Anyway, now I want to do a second one. So we're going to do a second one. Of course, it would help if I had properly lined up where this goes. But it's all good. So let me just lay the second one. Let me just bring it over. It should be good enough. So time to ink it up again. Anyway. So, yeah. And, yeah, just, I don't know, my memories of Tobi. I went and found, obviously, right away this morning, found my old pictures of him. A couple good assortment of pictures of stages of his life. From baby Tobi to growing up to senior Tobi kind of thing. Because he really became my therapeutic poodle, as I would call him. He really took care of me. Really looked after me. Like I said, right to the end, even though he's almost gone, he's still looking at me like, Mommy, I want to make sure you're okay. So, and then this whole project for tonight, I thought about this, I think, earlier in the day. And I'll explain the logic what I'm trying to do with the project, because I think it's going to be really cute. Because he's not quite in this picture for representation, but there is a doggy in it that I think would work really well. So I think I got a generous amount of ink on that block. I certainly hope so. So then, flip over, stamp down, take my time. So, but I also kind of wonder if these two doodles were acting a little more different today, because they know it's Tobi Day. Maybe they're competing for attention. Maybe they sense he's here. I don't know. I like to think that. I like to think he's always with us. That maybe today he's extra with us because it's his day. I don't know. It's nice to think of it. Alright, so I think that's good. We'll do some more stamping, but this is the extent of the Stamparatus. And, oh, I got Jay's ice cream here. I was like, why is that showing? I don't know. There we go. Okay, that looks even better than the first one, actually. So, oh, I missed a spot, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. So I'll put that aside. I'm going to clean my stamp, and I'm going to put the stamp away. Once I'm happy with it. And FYI, I have the cat version of the stamp. I just haven't used it yet. I know I gotta get around to it, and I will. Just, it's such a big stamp. Sometimes it's challenging to work with. But yeah, I just love this stamp when it came out. Alright, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to put that away. I'm going to pull out the piece of plastic that I always stick it on the proper side to ensure I don't ruin it. I'll just lay it down. There we go. Just that way. Keeps it decent. Just my preference for how I store it. But it's all different ways. Okay. So we're good with that and the Stamparatus and all that. So I can put that away. And I can put my broken magnets away too. Alrighty. Give that a little bit of a clean. But yeah, I'm going to have to figure out something with these magnets. Alright, so there we go. I'm putting this away once I find my bubble wrap. So that's how I keep this relatively good. And then I gotta stamp a phrase. And we gotta do a little bit of coloring. Only a little. Now, Buddy's under me, so I gotta be careful. Because he gets easily startled if I bump something. Alright. So, and I just realized I cut those the wrong size, but that's okay. I can trim them down. Because it occurred to me I didn't do this right. I also want a little bit of gray cardstock too, which I forgot until now. So let me get the paper trimmer back. I gotta cut those down. Alright, so I want this to be 5 1/4 by 4, which is what I should have done originally on this, and that should be smaller, but that's okay. It goes with, you know, crafting fun. So 4 inch. Four-inch. Alright, so then now I can cut these down. So I want 3 1/4 by 5. And then same thing. 3 3/4. I should have said 3 3/4, not 3 1/4. Oh well, by 5. Alright. There we go. So we're going to do a bit of coloring. But super cute pieces. Put my paper trimmer somewhere safe. He's here, so I cannot put it low. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Blends markers. Very carefully, though. I gotta check that bag that I just moved. Let me check it. Oh, no, it's fine. I thought it was something else for some reason. I'm getting mixed up. But you know, so many shopping bags after all, it's hard to keep track of what's what. So I need crumb cake. Preferably light. There we go. It's not the color I want, but it'll work for tonight. And the doggy I want is this little guy on each side here. Because it kind of makes me think of Tobi. Because I want to color him in. And Princess is here too. Hi, Princess Ivy. You come to help Mommy color Tobi? Now, Tobi wasn't really this color, but I'm going with it as representation. Because the technique to do with this stamp set is only have one dog highlight. Oops, I just colored his clothy thing. That was not my intention. But I'll make one a little different. How's that? But it's an interesting idea is even though this is such a big stamp, make only one section as the focal point. And in my case, it's little Tobi here. And if there's more comments, I can't tell. Yeah, Facebook's acting weird. There, I kind of accidentally mucked up the other one. Alright. So then we need a pink tongue. So let's get a little pink tongue happening. Hopefully this is light. I want dark. I want light, not dark. There's light. So let's give her a little pup of pink tongue. And then Tobi was blue for a lot of his colors. So I think I have a blue here. I have Azure Afternoon. I think that'll work. Oh yeah. Is this dark or light? No, it's just the color. Wow. It's darker than I intended. Alright, well here's where this gets a little wonky. There we go. There's our Tobi. Alrighty, so next is kinda assemble and kinda figure out what the heck I'm doing. Because the whole idea of this is thanking Tobi. And why I designed it this way in my mind was when we had Toby, when Toby passed, we made the decision for I think they call it communal cremation, where he would be cremated with other pets. So that was I took it as my way of letting go, as in letting him pass on. That way he can go be with other fuzzy friends, kind of thing. So that's the inspiration for this card. The color scheme might not fully work, but it'll kind of work. So that's where the idea of Toby among other friends can go on with whatever's next in his life. So if there is something. So that's kind of what I'm going with. So simple and sweet. Now we need a phrase. And we need to work in something. So that's just kind of my way of dealing with my emotions of, farewell to my Toby. Alright, I don't know where to put stuff. Yeah, because I rearranged the art room. I'm at a bit of a loss here. I'm going to have to figure that out. Alright, because I'm worried about Buddy's going to, eat all my stuff. Because he would too. Yeah, this stamp set definitely works really well with the Stamparatus. Because you can see how easy it is. And depending on, if you have your piece of paper bigger than what I had, you can use the magnets to stamp on a couple times. Like, for example, this one got a little bit wonky there. Alright, so I need a stamp set. I need a phrase. And I'm going with the phrase thank you. Because the idea is thanking Toby for being such a good boy to me. So there's a thank you on that stamp. I just feel like I need a deeper meaning. Thank you for always being there for me. I think that will be the one. So I'll have to find a piece of paper for that. I might just take something existing and cut it down. Well, let me see if it'll fit on one of these. Yes, it will. It will fit on one of those. So I have a whole bunch of them still left over from the Christmas stuff. It's actually a different white, but that's okay. I think that'll do. And then that die is tucked away. But I'll figure it out. Alright, so I'm going to stamp on those. I'm just going to use black ink again. Once I find my thing. And I might do something weird with it, but we'll see. Alright, so then ink this up well. And this stamp is from the new Paper Pumpkin set. Daisy Daydream. So super useful to just use what's kicking. So there's a nice font. Now I gotta stamp it again. Because I'm making two. There we go. Second one's always better. Alrighty, so then I need to figure out next steps here. I got a couple of different ideas. Just want to clean that up, put that away, so I can figure out next steps. So I brought in a whole bunch of my blue scraps here. Now, I didn't pull that cardstock color, but at least I think I have something going on here that I can work with. So, even like the dark blue. It would help if I had that blue, but that requires me digging into the box. I'm just seeing... Okay, I like the light blue for some reason. I'll go with that. Just gonna pull some pieces of that light blue. Yeah, I think the light one's gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna cut a few pieces to kind of work out some thoughts. Because I don't really know yet what I'm doing. I also have these gray pieces kicking too. So, paper trimmer again. As I think about what I'm doing. So I'm just going to cut 3/4 of an inch twice. And then bring it down to 5 inches for the two. And this will make sense shortly because I'm just freestyling here with something in my head. Alright. No, in my luck, I cut that wrong, but that's okay. Alright, so what I'm thinking of is a bit of a stripe. Like so. So let me cut this one to, again, 5 inches. So what I'm thinking of is, let me assemble this somewhat properly. Is I've got this. I've got this gray. Although I'm thinking that strip being too thick, that's okay. I've got more where it came from, so let me cut it down to 1/2 inch. See how that looks. So let's see. Like kind of so. And then maybe just the gray, because I'm also covering up my boo-boo that I made. I don't know, this feels kind of weird, but let's roll with it. You know what? I kind of like it. Any thoughts on this? On this layout? I might just add some of the blue in again. And the kids like to play. Or maybe just the blue. Okay, well, Evelyn's loving it, yeah. I might just do just the blue. So the blue and the gray up and down. And then just the blue across. Like, kind of like that. Yeah, I think that'll do. Alrighty, so we got somewhere. Alrighty. So there's our little project. It's nice. Okay, so let me cut the rest of the pieces. Now I know what the heck I'm doing. Alrighty, and as Buddy decides he's going to be a buddy. Buddy. Alright, so I need this, I need that. So I need to cut that down to 3 3/4. Ooh, there, kids are running. And I need to cut this one to 3 3/4. And then I'm gonna need a gray piece. What size is that anyway? Okay, so it's a 1/4 inch, okay. Alright, so I think I have what I need. So really next is just assembly. Alrighty. So we'll assemble the boo-boo one. Alright, so I'm going to work on this, because this is the more harder part. So, I'm just trying to think. I'm definitely going to need glue dots tonight. That will do. Make sure my strips are the same length. Yep, they are. Hi, buddy. You having fun there? So I'm just going to use 3 glue dots. Nothing fancy. And then pull off the white caps. And then adhere that onto my little blue strip, hopefully properly. Pretty good. Okay, as I almost muck it up. And then I'm going to bring in my seal, which is hiding right here. Well, I'm glad to hear people like the card. Oh, hi. Oh, who's this? It's Princess Ivy. Oh, hi. Okay, Ivy girl. I know you love your brother, don't you? I know. You love both your brothers. Oh, you're a good girl. So this is Ivy. She's a good girl tonight. She's super hyper, but she's a good girl. There's something stuck in your teeth. Or your face. Yeah, I think she's got something stuck in her hair. Alrighty. So that was Princess Ivy. Alright, so bring back my boo-boo one. And then I'm just gonna stick that on. And then we said we're gonna use the blue across. So I need the glue dots again. You know, it's little Princess Ivy. That was here. Now, Buddy's under me again. Yeah, they're definitely a little hyper little boos tonight. I think that's a little crooked, actually. It's okay. It's my boo-boo card. So then this just goes across there. Alright, and then now I can assemble. So, this is FYI, the markers do bleed. For a moment I was like, what happened? Oh, it's the markers. That's okay. So I'm just going to use Stampin' Seal Plus to put onto the gray. And then from the gray, I'm going to use dimensionals. And then after that's on, I'm going to put the phrase on it. As I kept seeing last night, the phrase that pays. Alright, there we go. And then we'll use this one, because the other one, they're both really good. I forget which die this is to cut that out, but it was from an old Paper Pumpkin one that I just love this die. It's one of my favorite ones of all. Something that I'm after, which I'm looking forward to going to some of the craft sales with Elaine, is I'm looking for shapes, really. Because those are a lot of my go-tos, like for just phrases and stuff, so. There we go. Now we may add some bling, but let's finish assembly, and then we'll see what bling we need. But yeah, that is really, really sweet. I really like the card. I'm really glad I made it. Times 2. Because, yeah, we gotta keep one ourselves for Tobi. Tobi. I know I gotta catch up soon on all the prizes stuff. It's just I've been busy. It's been a complicated few weeks. So now I can speed through these steps. Alrighty. So then my strips, gotta make sure I got them all here. Alright, so I'm gonna need glue dots. Just make sure that's the right size for some reason. But yeah, this turned out really nice. I'm not sure if it needs bling. Let me know, guys. My phone is dying, so I'm limited on comments. But I will try to find out in a short. Like, does it need bling? Oh, apparently that piece was longer than it should be. Okay. Well, I have a thing for doing this wrong. Well, I put my glue... apparently that's not the right size. Oh, well. I'm trying to salvage that glue dot. Oh, my goodness. Alright, scissors. Okay, we have yeses for blings. Okay. I will look at the bling collection in a short. I should have some blue, because I think blue is fitting. Oh, I just realized both of these I messed up the section. Okay, well, oh well. That's why the Stamperaz is good, to do it properly, but not tonight. Alrighty, so then cover up some of my boo-boo. And then the phrase. The thank you for always being there for me. He really was. And now I've got these two to be there for me too. These two little cuties. Alrighty. So there's that. And then lastly, dimensionals again onto the card base. Yes, blue. Blue bling in a short. Once I get assembled, pack up some of the supplies. That way I don't drop everything for Toby. Or Buddy. Yeah, now I'm going to get their names mixed up. Yep. Toby. Yeah, I miss him. Alrighty, so then there we go. Super cute. That's a fun stamp set. Okay, so fix my shirt. It's starting to annoy me. I have more bling elsewhere, but let me just see if I got. Oh yes, yes. I see bling right there. I see some nice blue right here. Yes. There's some bling right there. Uh-oh, I'm dropping bling. Alrighty, so What would help is if I actually positioned some of the bling to like the little doggy necklaces, eh? 1, 2, and I need a third. There we go. Just on purpose. That way. Oh, Buddy's now laying on my foot. Let me fix that a little better. 2. I have an audience nearby. There we go. I think we're good. For at least the 2 cards anyway. I got a thumbs up from across the room. Anyway. So there we go. There's my 2 cards. Pretty much identical for Tobi. I miss him. And I think that's it. I think that's all it needs. I know the bling's kind of weirdly positioned, but I wanted it in a way that you can. It's on like the doggy necklaces, or collars, I guess is another way of calling it. Anyway, so there. That's my cards. And thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And thank you everyone. So feel free to comment on this video to win one of these cards, because you know, sharing is caring, and as much as Tobi has been passed, but Tobi was such a good boy, had to make something for him tonight. Alright, with everyone that, with all that, I'm gonna go, because I'm gonna get my butt up to bed. I'm finally feeling a lot better than yesterday, but still, yeah, get some rest. One more work day of the week. Anyway, bye.